Welcome to the Trade Talk Showcase on Brownfield. I'm anchor reporter Megan Grebner. With us is Norman Bessac, Vice President of International Marketing with the National Pork Board. Hello.
Good morning, Megan. It's great to be with you.
Great to be with you as well. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics, which is pork exports. To get things started, let's talk about the value that the international markets and pork exports bring to U.S. pork producers, because I think that's probably the best story that comes with it.
Yeah, I know everybody has struggled through a very difficult year this year. Certainly lots of challenges as we worked our way through the pandemic. But I think one of the highlights has been the value and volume growth that we've gotten from U.S. pork exports. Both are up about 16%, so we did not have to discount our product to grow. We've gotten that value. And currently, year to date, the value that we've been able to deliver, I believe, is a record number, $58.63 per head, can be attributed to the value that we get in the export markets.
We know China has been a massive player in that export market. Talk to me a little bit about what you're watching and why that's important for pork producers to note as well, to see the trading relationship and how much pork has been going into China.
Yeah, great setup. I think we look, anytime you have half of the world's pork market and pork consumer and pork production in one country, China, they obviously carry a big stick and they're someone you want to watch very carefully. Last year, we did our first in a series of Pork 2040 market assessments. And so China was the first market that we looked at. It gave us tremendous insight into the dynamics behind the scenes of what was going on in China. Obviously, it began to highlight the impact of ASF and potential scenarios. But Megan, what it really did was set us up for success. It gave us the insight to know that there was going to be the opportunity to do really good business with China through this. But that business is going to be here for a while as they work their way through ASF. But we also need to plan and have the foresight to look further out, that we need to diversify and develop other markets. As that market recedes, producers continue to expect us to grow and add value. So we're very encouraged about the opportunity to grow in some new markets, but also to continue to expand our business in some critical core markets. And we have those plans outlined and ready to go.
We know that, what do they always say? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. We know China is also working to rebuild and grow their herd following African swine fever. So when we look at diversifying and looking at new markets and growing our exports into other foreign markets, where are some of those hot spots that you have your eyes on, and where do you want to see U.S. pork going next?
So first and foremost, I'll start at our core, our base. There are several very developed countries that we've been doing business with for a long time. And if you look at growth for over the next 5 years, most of the forecasts don't have us growing at the hyper level that we did in 2020. It's probably going to be a more modest growth projection of maybe 2 to 3% per year. To me, that's good news. That's sustainable and growth from a volume standpoint, and it puts us in a good position to create that value. 50% of that growth forecast over the next 5 years comes from 4 critical countries that we've worked with for many years: Mexico, Japan, South Korea, and Canada. Another 10% comes from China, so it will remain important, but we need to treat it appropriately. And then we've done a lot of research work into the ASEAN and Oceania markets like Vietnam and the Philippines. And we'll be sharing new market assessments on December the 8th that outline some of the opportunities in those markets. They have been affected by ASF. They've been affected by the global economic changes. And there's a tremendous opportunity for us in those markets. And then let's not forget Central South America. Those have been extremely good markets to us. They've been hurt by the economics, but they're starting to respond and come back. So at the end of the day, a balanced, diversified approach is right. And we get to have a lot of fun working in a lot of different markets.
And it's such a great product and a great story to tell as well.
Yeah, I think that is one of the real benefits we have. Dr. Eastwood, my colleague who works with me, if you boil it down, our job is to build confidence in U.S. pork. And we do that by diversifying and by differentiating that product from the other options those customers may have. And it's just very nice to have a large amount of product that's very consistent and that's valued across the globe.
Norman, it's always great to see you. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Megan. It was a pleasure to talk with you.
That's Norman Bessac, Vice President of International Marketing with the National Pork Board. I'm Megan Grebner for Brownfield.